Be worthy of trust. Helen sits in the living room of her small apartment. She looks for a job as a graphic designer in job ads online and in newspapers. She does this every day for months. One morning, as she sits in her living room as usual and looks for a job, her phone rings. It is her mother. "Did you find a job?" her mother asks. "No," Helen replies. "I'm still looking for one." "But you finished the university 6 months ago," her mother says. "You studied for 4 years to get your design degree." Helen interrupts her. "That is true. And I also took all the software courses I could. But I have no experience as a graphic designer and no recommendations. So employers do not want me. They do not know if they can trust me." Helen looks at the stack of bills she has to pay. If she does not find a job soon, she will be in trouble. Suddenly, one ad catches her eye. A graphic designer is indeed for a very well-known fashion magazine called Top, T-O-P. "No experience required," the ads read. Helen quickly says goodbye to her mother and calls the phone number listed in the ad. Helen is excited. She knows Top magazine, and it looks like a very good opportunity. The phone conversation is very brief. A woman's voice tells Helen, "Come at 5." Helen quickly gets ready and leaves her apartment. Still excited, she takes the train to a tall building with a big sign that says Top magazine. Helen takes the elevator to 10th floor for her interview. She is interviewed by a nice woman named Jenny. Jenny is the editor. While Jenny looks at Helen's portfolio, she asks, "Who is Momo Manor?" "He is a French fashion designer," Helen quickly answers. "He is one of the world's best designers and a leader in fashion." Jenny goes over Helen's portfolio. She smiles and tells Helen she is hired. She introduces Helen to the other workers and shows her where she will work. The editor soon announces the next issue of the magazine. It will have 60s theme. Helen begins to work very hard around the clock. She knows the magazine must be ready for approval in just a few days. Helen stays up late into the night. She really wants to do a good job and prove that she is trustworthy. She finally finishes the design on time and calls the magazine editor. Everyone looks at the magazine and loves Helen's work. She is very happy. Suddenly, the manager comes in very excited. She says that she has been invited to a Momo Manor fashion show. Everyone is very excited. They know it is nearly impossible to get an invitation. The next day, the photographer sneaks into the manager's office and steals the invitation. He asks Helen to make a copy of the invitation for him. She is frightened and tells him it is illegal. He must return the stolen invitation right away. The photographer begs her to help him. He says that he really must go to that fashion show. No one will find out. He assures her. Helen finally agrees and makes him a very similar copy. As she works, Helen does not notice the editor looking into her office. That night at home, Helen sees on television that unemployment is high. She is really glad that she has a good job. As she goes to bed, she feels worried. At work, she is a trusted member of the team, but she copied that invitation and betrayed their trust. Nobody knows about that, but still she feels bad about doing it. When Helen comes to work the next day, she sees a few of her co-workers at the printer. They are making copies of the invitation she made for the photographer. Everyone in the office has one. Helen panics. She betrayed the trust they put in her. And now she could lose her job and get the entire company in trouble. She begins to shout at everyone to stop, but no one hears her over the noise of the printer and everyone shouting excitedly. Helen unplugs the machine and shouts, "Stop!" Everyone is silent as Helen shouts that they must destroy the copies. More softly, she says, "I made a big mistake. I should not have copied the invitation." She looks at the floor, ashamed. Now she is sure she will lose her job and that everyone in the office will feel they made a mistake by trusting her. She cannot believe it. What will her family say? Everyone looks at Helen in silence. Then they all simply say, "Okay." They go back to work as if nothing has happened. Helen is confused. How could it be so easy? The editor walks up to her and says, "This was only a little prank. We will let you keep your job this time. But I hope that you will never do something like this again. I want to trust you." Helen cannot believe it. Breathing a sigh of relief, she says, "No, you can be sure that I will never do anything like that again. I will work hard to earn your trust."